My favorite lolcow, the goober of Gadoosh, Wes Watson, has been arrested. It happened last night while I was streaming, so it was a beautiful little present that we got to engage with and go down the rabbit hole on. And today, the rare super specimen alpha male was negotiating a bail with his lawyer to the judge. John Bravo covered it, and I want to show you a little bit of that bond hearing before showing you about the arrest. This is all tying back to that brutal assault he had on the 7-foot monster who accepted Wes Watson's challenge to fight him. The 7-foot monster went there expecting a 1v1. It was not a 1v1. Wes Watson was surrounded by the goof troop, who beat him mercilessly with weight belts, dumbbells, and striking him in the head numerous times, upwards of 40 times, while he was down on the ground. And when the 7-foot monster was crawling away after everything was said and done, even though this had already been done and dusted, Wes Watson came back with a soccer kick that absolutely could have killed him, and it led to a facial fracture and concussion. Now, he has been arrested for felony battery.
Wes Watson, the piece of shit. He was in court this morning. They fuck up everywhere. They don't even see the guy has a prior, okay? But again, this is not a trial. This is just him begging and pleading with his bitch lawyer to try to get a bail for it.
I believe Mr. Watson has numerous defenses, including stand your ground, self-defense, and consent to this charge. I understand the state's theory. However, this individual came to Mr. Watson for the specific purpose of challenging him in a street fight.
Objection! I'm gonna hit you with that Phoenix right, because that's just not the whole truth, nothing but the truth. That's a fucking fib. Wes Watson has a history of challenging everyone who gadooshes him to fight him. He openly challenges tons and tons of people to come to his gym to fight him. And the 7-foot monster was one of those people that accepted the challenge. Yes, he filmed it. Yes, he was the one that pushed Wes Watson first, but he didn't strike Wes Watson. He approached him, they got into a verbal argument, he shoved Wes, and then that was the end of him attacking Wes. Then it was Wes and his 3 friends hitting him with dumbbells, weight belts, getting him to the floor and striking him in the head as many times as possible in like 2 minutes, and then Wes coming back after it was all over to soccer kick him in the head again. I truly don't believe that you can make a sound argument for self-defense when you watch the entirety of that footage. Now, this is not a trial, I recognize that. This is him just trying to get bail so he can post it. But they really do fuck up. They didn't know he had a prior? How? Wes Watson brags about his prior, the 7 years he spent in jail. He brags about that more than someone who peaked in high school who can't stop recounting the glory days of being the high school quarterback like 40 years ago. He will not stop talking about how much time he spent in jail, yet somehow they didn't know he had a prior?
Your Honor, I don't see any local or out-of-county priors here. I would defer to the court and just simply ask for the stay-away order.
The victim suffered a face fracture, concussion, and 2 black eyes, but it looks like you have a very valid legal argument, Mr. Gottlieb.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would ask for an ROR.
$2,500 count 1, $2,500 count 2 with the stay-away order.
Okay, I just want to, real quick.
Mr. Watson, please don't make any statements. You and I can talk about it. Thank you, sir.
Sorry about that.
No problem. No problem. I'll make sure your bond is arranged. Thank you, Your Honor.
Wes just couldn't help himself. He wanted to yap so badly. I bet he was offended that they didn't see his prior. He was probably going to correct them like, excuse me, Your Honor. This is a load of bullshit. I am a rich stud. I spent 7 years in the slammer, and now look at me. I'm driving 10 Bugattis, and I'm teaching men how to be like me, damn it. The super stud. I went to jail for 7 years. Don't you forget it. I mean this with no exaggeration. Him being in jail for 7 years is probably his proudest achievement. He does not shut the fuck up about it. He is always mentioning how he was in jail for 7 years. So I actually think he was hurt that they didn't see his prior. Now, this again was just for bail. I'm sure he's very happy with how this went down, but I'm hoping that when this does go to trial, they won't be making fuck-ups like this. They won't be making errors like overlooking the 7 years he had already spent locked up. Anyway, though, let's go over his actual arrest here. We did a nice dive into it on stream, so enjoy. It really is just a wonderful thing watching Wes Watson get arrested. Alright, Wes Watson lolcow update. Apparently he's getting arrested. Wes Watson has been allegedly arrested by Miami PD an hour ago. Witnesses confirmed he was put in the back of the car. Reason unknown. Probably has something to do with the blatant assault that was on camera. With Wes Watson, it could be a number of things. Maybe it isn't the assault that we watched. Maybe he was, I don't know, hooping paperwork in the bathroom of the gym and someone reported him for it. It really could be anything. The police gadooshing him. Yeah, he just can't stop. He's a gadoosh magnet. And what's really sad and almost poetically beautiful, Wes Watson isn't really a known name, so there's not a single article written about his arrest. It just comes from Ballbusters with 20 likes. You gotta check the county, you have to check the county mugshot to see his charges. Okay. Oh, here we go. Yep, they got it here already. They did all the hard work. Alright. So they got him on battery and aggravated assault, which is what we saw in that footage where he beat that man with weight belts and then his friends were also beating him and he was soccer kicking his head when he was on the ground. What an alpha male, Wes. What an alpha male. But he's back at home. He spent, what, 10 years in jail, and he talked about how much he loved it. Talked about how he'd always, like, show his butthole around or whatever. Whatever he liked to brag about. How good he was at hooping his paperwork. I'm sure he's happy. I bet he is going to be more comfortable in that cell than in his $90,000 or $900,000 a month rented mansion or whatever it is. I already forgot. Numbers always change. 5'8", lol. I mean, everyone knew he was short. Did he pretend he wasn't? That's not surprising. You can literally see him next to people and recognize he's not tall. He's taller than you. Yeah, barely. And I'm short. He used to say he was 6 foot. Oh, Wes. That's so sad. You want to know something even more sad? He's probably not actually 5'8". He's probably closer to my height at 5'6". They probably had him in his fucking clown shoes, giving him an extra 2 inches. Kind of like what they do for basketball stats, where they just put your height like a little inch or 2 taller. Oh, the mugshot! Oh, see, he looks happy. He looks at peace. This is actually the happiest I've seen him look in, what, months? Because usually he's red in the face, melting down, talking about getting gadooshed by Redditors. He's just perpetually on edge. Even when he's talking to his girl that he rents, he's always, like, mad. And he's always trying to, like, prove something. But here, he looks, like, so serene. He's in his happy place again. He's back in jail, baby! I'm excited to see what they set his bond at. This is fresh, too. This is straight off the press. We got boots on the ground right now for this. How'd they get him? Well, it was filmed. They have multiple angles of him beating the shit out of a man, soccer kicking his head while he's already on the ground and hitting him with weight belts. John Bravo counted it. What was it? 48 hits to the head? From Wes alone? It was something like that. God, it is crazy how he replies to every single person in text messages. I want to be able to identify men by their assholes easier. Nice. That is something Wes said. In Wes's own words, he said people used to identify him not by his face but his asshole when he was locked up. He would brag about that. He really is a lolcow. He is. He responds to every single DM, every single text message, everything. And then when someone finally takes him up on his infamous "come fight me, bro," he has his friends jump him and they hit him with weapons, dumbbells and weight belts, and then kicking his head while he's on the ground for like 45 seconds, delivering well north of 40 plus blows to the head and 4 soccer kicks. Also, he literally did say that verbatim. I even played the clip. Okay, here. I got him again from my same phone number I pranked him on a month ago. I'm interested in coaching. Let me know and you can go over more details. What's up, bro? What's your main focal point? I'm 5'5", 240. I eat cupcakes, chips all day. I beat my stick 8 times a day. Sometimes I even drink it because it tastes good and I'm a freak, but I want to break that habit. Are you messing with me or do you really do that last part you texted me? Don't waste my time. I really do it. Oh my god, I'm not reading all this. Jesus. $5,999 a month. Or, great deal, $15K for 3 months. Whoa. Wait, I gotta stop the music for that. That's a steal. That's an incredible deal. He's just giving his juice away. He's getting this Krabby Patty secret formula into the hands of desperate men for such a low cost, only $6,000 a month? Holy. Okay, I'll do the 12 months for 40K. Great! You need it! Okay. Oh, is this where the leaf blower meme comes from? Is this the genesis? Do I need a leaf blower to start? Do I need to rent escorts? Do I need to rent supercars? Do I need to rent a mansion? Do I need to beef with Reddit users daily? Do I need to scream at people on Instagram? Do I need to drive around my rental in circles? Does every body part need to be tatted? Do I need to use Metal Gear Solid exclamation points, basically, after every sentence? Do I need to turn gay? Do I need to link up with Lados and Nick and circle jerk with him at Elevation? Also, will Diddy be there? I knew you were a troll. You're nothing but a beta bitch. Fuck off and keep being a pussy. You'll never be anything in life. And then a picture of a leaf blower. This is not real. Nope, it is. Wes Watson. If he wasn't in jail right now, you could test it yourself. If you DM'd him saying like, hey, I'm looking for coaching, he would respond being like, yes, for only $6,000 a month. What do you want? And if you just like hit him with anything like you're a bitch, you'd be like, all right, well, and then he'll go on like Instagram and post a story. So I had this bitch come at a stud like me. Can you believe this? Oh my god. Daily. Actually, I'm gonna check his Instagram right now. I'm gonna wager a guess he has nothing shy of 30 stories just today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Just shy. We just missed it. It's crazy. But here he is. I don't know what I wonder what he's complaining about.
You'll understand there's a fucking point there. And I know the answer to all of this shit, but you guys don't seem to. You guys keep falling.
It's just because you're a galaxy brain, Wes. No one goes to jail more effectively than you, brother. Yeah, he does that like 30 times a day, at least. Unfortunately, his arrest is going to make it so he's going to fall short of his quota of stories on Instagram, unfortunately. But, you know, it is what it is. When you're a stud like Wes, sometimes you gotta go into the slammer every now and then. It would be over 30 if he wasn't in jail for the past 2 hours. Yeah. Yeah. He got felony charges, lol. Yep. I know. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Wonder how many people send him the 6K. I don't know how many people send him the 6K, but there's a lot of dudes that try and suck on his meat and try and do exactly what he does. So there's like an old guy that this subreddit was clowning on for a while. I forgot his name. I'm sure if I scrolled down far enough, I could just come across him. But there's a couple dudes that do literally what Wes Watson does one-to-one, even mimicking the way he speaks. Like his voice intonation, everything. One-to-one to try and carbon copy his success. Alright, let's watch Michael Jordan's son get his DUI. Okay, I feel like I missed something. Did he go on like a chase? The full video is an hour 15. My god, it's a full film. It's a full production. But I feel like I've missed the entire intro here. I feel like I'm coming in the middle of the season. EWU Bodycam has a shorter version.
When police in Maitland, Florida come upon a...
Florida! Hey! Let's go!
They don't need their best detectives
That's big.
to figure out that something has gone. But they quickly realize that the driver of this vehicle is none other than the son of basketball legend Michael Jordan.
Are you, like, popular or something? Or exactly. I don't know who you are, man.
Please note that all persons charged with a crime are presumed innocent.
That's so good. That's so good. He's immediately thrown around. Do you know who my dad is? Oh, I love that. I do enjoy that. Has Marcus Jordan done anything? Oh, actually, wasn't he dating Scottie Pippen's wife? Yep, he dated Larsa Pippen from 2022 until 2024. And that's it. That's all he's done. He dated Larsa Pippen. He tried to get into college ball, but he was really bad at it. He must have been. It's not even mentioned on, like, his Wikipedia summary. For, like, his notable stuff, it's just he dated Larsa Pippen. Cool. Oh, also, in 2012, he was arrested after a drunken argument with 2 women outside a hotel in Omaha. Charged with disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and obstructing justice. But was later released and pled no contest. Cool resume.
Unusual and dangerous sight. A car has veered off the highway and gotten stuck on the railroad tracks. The situation poses a significant threat to those in the car, as well as the officers.
This fucking idiot thought the railroad tracks were an extension of the road that he was on? That's amazing. Holy. Is this a mistake that can happen, like, commonly in this area? I can't imagine it is, right? This guy must have been, like, super turbo-plastered.
You are stuck. You know the trains come by right now, right?
No, I know. That's why I'm trying to get the up out of here.
The car ain't going nowhere.
I like how she rolls up the window.
I need you guys out of the car because there is a train coming right now.
What the? So then let me pull up.
You can't move.
You're not going to be able to move it. Just get
No, let him pull over. Pull over.
You can't. You're buried. You want to get hit by a train?
If he wants to get hit by a train, that's his God-given right.
No, that's what I'm saying. Get out of the car so we don't get hit.
He meant to park here, actually. There's like some Red Dead Redemption shit.
Get out of the car.
I mean,
That's what I said. Four of us got. We can push this mother.
Brother, what?
I mean, the concern is this $300,000 vehicle. I would like to... Nothing in my pocket. That's what I'm going to I'm Marcus Jordan. I'm Michael Jordan's son. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just...
Oh, that's so good. Wait! Michael Jordan's son, holy shit, I'm so... Do you want me to suck your dick? Oh my god, I'm so... Yeah, let's push... Alright, boys, let's lift up Michael Jordan's son's car right now. We'll hoist it over our shoulders.
And clearly, we would just like to get our car off the train tracks.
It's
which
true.
we were
I
not
can
trying to be on.
Thanks, lady. I can see that it's true. The car's on the train tracks.
We really need a tow truck. We can't push this thing in reverse and get it off the track. No? The quicker we
What,
can move
man?
this, the better, right?
The only time you can really push a car is when, like, it's not buried. And it's usually helpful if you can slap that bitch into neutral. There's no shot you're pushing this with 6 dudes. Though, what is this car? I think it said a Lamborghini in the articles. I don't know, maybe it's like super lightweight for some reason. But even then, no shot.
Okay, so that's why. Because I can smell alcohol coming from you, and you're on train tracks. Okay. So
Come on, man.
just listen to me. That's why I don't want you back behind the wheel.
You might not have heard him. His dad's Michael Jordan.
Behind the wheel. I just would like to get my car out of this. I wish I could tell you, but
you're way down the train tracks. That's what I'm saying. It's not
we're not way down the train tracks. We made a right and another right. Man.
I'm actually so curious. How far away from the train tracks is he? It looks pretty far. Like, I feel like you know that you're on train tracks pretty much instantly. Like, you know, it's not Triple X, right? Where you're just, like, riding the fucking the Mustang on the tracks until it, like, burns the rubber off. Like, I feel like you would know so quickly. I can already imagine what the cabin was like while they're on the train tracks with his girl. Man, they gotta repave this road. What the fuck is going on here? God, Florida sucks. Jeez.
pushing a car off of train tracks like this, and I'm not getting you back behind the wheel until I know that you're safe enough to operate it.
Okay, so what do I have to do to show you that I'm safe enough to operate it?
Well, I'm gonna
One free throw.
in a minute, but I'm gonna read you your Miranda rights first. You're not under arrest.
I know that. I know I'm not.
I couldn't be. I'm Michael Jordan's
I couldn't
son.
be. If I know anything.
And if Marcus is unhappy to leave his Lamborghini behind, he'll be even less pleased with what the officer says next.
All right, ma'am, I'm gonna be doing an investigation.
He says LeBron's better. Imagine he just starts fucking messing with him.
Whatever you have to do, I'll...
That's what I said.
Right?
Is that where he took it? Is that where he took his right turn right there to get onto the tracks? He went down this. No, actually, I don't think so. This looks like a little parking lot. He must have turned right even further up. Holy. Man was on a side quest.
3. Do the turn. So then 1. Here's the turn. Here's the turn.
Nice. 32-point turn. Very good.
Sure. I'm not pushing. You walk like a normal person. You'll be all right. I am a normal person.
His dad appears. Imagine. What are you doing with my son? I was busy beating the Looney Tunes in a game of basketball, and now all of a sudden my son... What, you think he's drunk just because he drove down the railroad tracks? Or, not beating the Looney Tunes, beating the Monstars. God, Jesus Christ, sorry.
You want to check under my nuts, too? No, not really. Okay, all right. What's your name? Officer Marino, badge number 183.
Well, Officer Marino, you're gonna get a call from my father later. Uh-oh.
So he's gonna have about 4 charges. Any questions?
Thank you for your service. Thank you for protecting our country.
Thank you for your support.
What a cool side character.
We gotta make sure everybody's safe to drive.
Brought in Marcus Jordan.
The Marcus Jordan?
Are you, like, popular or something? Or?
Popular? That doesn't even begin to describe it.
I don't know who you are, man. I've never met you. You keep saying you're a big target. Are you a celebrity or something? Dude, I don't know who you are, man.
Yeah, but it's good. So they don't ask you.
You keep bringing it up, man. That's what I'm asking. That's all.
You know. Act like you don't know. But it's cool. We'll find out tomorrow. Okay. We'll find out tomorrow.
I bet this officer felt real silly when he found out that this was Michael Jordan's son.
He encourages them to crank up the radio on another 80s.
Yeah, this is just wholesome bonding now. He posted on his Instagram, I appreciate everyone reaching out. I'm focusing on @Trophy Room Store right now and won't be making any comments on the recent media stories and personal life. What's Trophy Room Store? Is that his job? Like that's his business? Well, the very first image there is Michael Jordan. Is this guy's whole life just spent riding his father's glory? That's gotta suck, man. Here's an article. What is Trophy Room? Accused of stealing from Michael Jordan. Here's an insight into Marcus's venture. What? Despite initially battling allegations that Marcus has been backdooring his sneakers to resellers, Trophy Room and the Jordan brand are still working together and bringing out new collaborations for the fans. The Trophy Room within the Michael Jordan estate is almost like a museum. It showcases Jordan's numerous achievements over the years and eventually became the inspiration for Marcus Jordan. Okay. I thought this was like a big conspiracy where he was stealing his dad's shoes to sell them. Oh, his first store closed after 3 years. Oh, wow. What I'm trying to do is recreate the atmosphere, the warm feeling that people would feel as they would walk through the trophy room when we had friends over. Huh. His whole life is spent just reveling in his dad's achievements. Nothing of his own. Literally no way to top MJ. It's not about topping him. It's about just carving your own identity. Even during his arrest, all he could do was name drop his dad. He just has nothing of his own. There's many different kinds of crime. Comes in all shapes and sizes like animal crackers. You have your serious crimes, like murder and cheating in Marvel Rivals. You have your not so serious crime, like smoking weed or crossing the street at a not specified cross. And then you have your unforgivable Omega-level mutant crimes, like what I just learned about last night that happened in the UK. This is the curious case of the evil cyber farter. Yeah, it's a real thing. This lady got arrested for cyber farting, and it's quite a fascinating deep dive. UK woman gets 12-month term for cyber farting at X. What an interesting night we're having already. What? What does that even mean? It's the first ever case of cyber farting. That's the actual term they're calling it. That's not like a meme or anything. It's in the Economic Times. Well, first of all, like, how do you even cyber fart? And second of all, why would it be a criminal case of cyber farting? 25-year-old woman in the UK has pled guilty in a case described as the first of its kind involving cyber farting. The woman, Rhiannon Evans, man, I can't read. Watching the Soup Bandit and the way that she speaks English has actually deteriorated my frontal lobe here. I'm struggling. Wow. Rhiannon... I know I've gone illiterate. Fuck. She hit me with the stupid neurons. They were contagious. Rhiannon Evans was ordered to pay nearly €300 after admitting to sending videos of herself passing gas to her ex-boyfriend's partner. No, to her, I can't read. To her boyfriend's ex-partner. The court also sentenced Evans to a 12-month community order along with a 2-year restraining order. Additionally, she must attend 15 rehabilitation sessions and observe a 60-day alcohol abstinence period. The incident occurred over the Christmas and New Year period, starting on December 22nd, continuing through the 1st. Evans sent multiple videos to Deborah... I'm not gonna try. I'm interrupting this life-changing broadcast to bring you an important announcement. Our soap is fully restocked. Cheeky is available again. Rejoice. It's available at usecheeky.com. We've also introduced a soap tray and a fragrance-free soap. It's called just soap, because that's all it is. There's no fragrances. It's for people that have allergies to fragrances or scents. Also, by popular demand, we have turned on international shipping, but beware, sports fans. It's very fucking expensive. We make all of our soap here in America, so international shipping is no joke when it comes to prices. But people said that they really want that, so we turned it on, but you will probably be paying more for shipping than you are for the actual soap. And that's not us, by the way. We don't set the shipping price. That's just old Uncle Sam coming into our buttholes here and charging an arm and a leg to ship internationally. But anyway, Cheeky's fully restocked. Use Cheeky.com for the best bars of soap ever made. So it's because she broke wind and sent it to this lady unsolicited? So I guess it's more of like a harassment charge, not so much... Like, the farting wasn't really the issue, I don't think. I guess it was the harassment? I don't know. What an interesting case. Didn't you fart under oath in court? Man, this is how rumors start. No, brother. I didn't fart in court. When I went to court in the Carl Jobst versus Billy Mitchell lawsuit, Billy Mitchell's team used my fart as evidence. I was not in there passing gas. So if you look into the case and you go to the Billy Mitchell team, you will see actual ass. It was on day 6 of the trial when I was called in as a witness. Still such a badass picture. But yeah, this is entered into the official evidence from Billy Mitchell's team. I did not fart in court. His team submitted it for some reason. The videos caused her distress and anxiety, leading her to contact the police. Prosecutor Diane Williams stated that the videos were considered indecent or grossly offensive. Describing one of the clips, she said, "She proceeds to pass gas by placing the camera on her bottom and passing the gas." Over a span of days, Evans sent multiple similar videos, each showing her smiling at the camera while passing wind. Evans' attorney, Harriet Gorst, man, that's some goofy shit. Harriet Gorst attributed the incident to ongoing issues between Evans' partner and her regarding child contact. Gorst stated at the time she sent these videos she had some drinks and she sent them, understanding now this has caused the victim some distress. She sent them without malicious intent. However, the prosecution disagreed, with Williams stating, "It was purely malicious. She was smirking throughout, found it hilarious, but the victim didn't." Why? Why wouldn't she find that hilarious? It's a fart. That is inherently silly. Like, yeah, it's weird to just get sent one by someone you don't really know and don't really like. But I gotta be honest, I don't know if it's criminal. I wouldn't go that far. You hear about the plant in Sydney that reeks of socks and garbage that had 3-hour-long lines of people coming to smell it? Why? No. Why? Why is that like an event people would want to line up for to smell stink? In a victim impact statement, she expressed her desire to feel safe in my home. I can't sleep with the flatulence boogeyman lurking via cyberspace. I feel jeopardized. The court ordered Evans to pay €100 in compensation and then €200 in court costs. She must also complete 15 rehab sessions and abstain from alcohol for 2 months. Additionally, a 2-year restraining order prevents Evans from contacting her. Imagine going to rehab for cyber farting. That's almost insulting to the whole idea of rehabilitation. Imagine that being on your record. Yeah. She's gonna have a hard time finding employment. The cyber farter is gonna brand her for life. A damn shame. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time, as they say. Look at the photo of the cyber farter. She looks guilty. Is it in this article or it's a different article? Let me see. 25-year-old learns fate in first ever fart.
We will leave
selfie
no
case.
stone unturned until the people responsible are caught.
This is the latest from the newsroom. The Premier of New South Wales.
Okay, here. Is this her? Is that the cyber farter?
Rihanna was arrested at her home in Carnarvon and will be sentenced this week.
That's so crazy to me. Imagine wasting police resources to go catch the cyber farter. Arrested in her home. She must have been so fucking confused. What do you mean I can't just fart? What happened to this country? There's a membership debate. Can't film myself farting anymore? I imagine they broke in like that meme where like the authorities kick in the door and like rappel down and then smash a vase against the wall. She's reaching for her ass! Don't let her! Get her! Get her! Shoot! Shoot! She's gonna fucking do it! Thousands line up to smell plant that reeks of gym socks and rotting garbage. This looks like that shit from Harry Potter when that lady lifts it up and it starts squealing. Tall, pointed, and smelly, the corpse flower is scientifically known as Amorphophallus titanum, or bungabanki. Bungabankai. Bankai? Holy shit! This is serious then. 20,000 admirers filing past for a moment in her increasingly pungent presence.
That she's starting to open, and we have been waiting for this.
Yes, we have.
Species of the horticultural variety.
I think everyone here at the Royal Botanic Gardens Sydney won't be sleeping tonight.
I know what she means. They're so excited they won't be able to sleep. But I love the idea that this thing smells so fucking bad that it stains the people's nostrils and they never sleep again and then just eventually die. See, like, that'd be a cool SCP spin on it. Here's the Risa Timelis. Flower of Nurgle. Yeah. I really want to smell it. I feel like the smells is, like, very overhyped on shit. So, like, when we did that Sir Strumming video, I went in there kind of expecting it to not be as bad as people make it seem on YouTube. And it wasn't. Same with the durian. I feel like smells are just, like, a really overhyped thing, or I'm just smell blind, and it doesn't bother me as much as it does for most. Dine and dash is the act of eating a meal at a restaurant and leaving without paying. When I hear dine and dash being mentioned, I immediately go to the great Charles Doza, where he was arrested and then gave us one of the finest monologues ever recorded. This is Democracy Manifest. What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Get your hands off my penis! When that video went viral so many years ago, there was a ton of different rumors and stories surrounding it. It had this air of mysticism almost. It ranged from hyping him up as some kind of Gotham supervillain to him being an infamous dine and dashing culprit that they were finally apprehending. And for some reason, that always stuck with me. So when I think of Dine and Dash, he is who I picture in my head now. Even though that wasn't the truth of that situation there, it's still, for some reason, what has been locked in my noodle. So today when I saw a body cam video of a douchebag being arrested for dine and dashing, I couldn't help but just think about Charles Doza and how much cooler he was than this loser we're about to watch.
On August 16, 2022, officers responded to a report of a man leaving a restaurant without paying his bill.
Why are you asking for my Because you're being accused of a crime. I'm not saying that you're guilty, but I gotta get you identified. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. All right? Relax. Relax. Come over here.
So that's the gist of it. He's being accused of not paying his bill at a restaurant, so now he's got 1 star and the cops are just casually coming up to him asking for his ID. This video is blown up over the last 12 hours and every post about it says that this is a Wall Street Bets mod. I'm sure all of you have heard of that subreddit Wall Street Bets. It's a very popular one. And I don't know if that's a true statement or not, but if this really is a mod on Wall Street Bets, that makes this situation even goofier because this goober is the quintessential Reddit mod in real life caricature. And good heavens, it couldn't be more fitting. It's exactly what you envision when you picture a mod interacting with other human beings in the real world.
I went over there to have happy hour. I had some food, and I day trade. I do option trading. I got a business major and I got an accounting, so I do day trade.
He randomly decides to mention that he's a day trader, does options like yeehaw, woo, that's fucking awesome, this guy's amazing. It has nothing to do with anything. That is totally irrelevant to everything. It wouldn't matter if you're Michael Jordan. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't matter. You didn't pay your bill. You can't do that.
Were you by yourself? Yes, by myself. All right. How much did you eat? What did you buy? No, it was only $70, bro. $70 worth? Yeah. All right. So.
God, his attitude is so insufferable. So he's laughing at, it was only $70, bro. I make that in a millisecond with my day trading and options because I am a Hustlers University graduate and I learned all about this kind of stuff, brother. Like, I was on Reddit the other day getting my financial advice as I usually do, and I'm making a killing right now. $70, that's nothing. This is a non-issue. He just doesn't understand, like, liquidity versus supply and demand. He doesn't understand the bell curve, the angle of azimuth.
I tried to pay with Apple Pay. Okay. And he said, like, I'm sorry, sir, we don't take Apple Pay. I was like, cool, I give him my credit card. Okay. My credit card didn't go through. His face was really upset already. And I'm like, I tried to educate him. I'm like, listen, I don't have any liquidity with me because most of my capital is my investments. In banks, I don't have banks neither.
He sounds like me when I was back in high school thinking of excuses for why I didn't finish an assignment. Like just a bunch of nonsense mumbo jumbo. He goes through this long speech about why he can't pay for it because he doesn't believe in liquidity. You know, liquidity is a belief held by simpletons and he doesn't have anything in the bank. He'd be a damn fool to have anything in the bank, obviously. So he just can't pay for the food at all. He talks about how all of his money's in investments, which is turbo dope. I have no doubt in my mind this guy is investing epic swag style into the coolest Web3 projects. He's got tons of awesome coins. Like, I know he's crushing it. Big thanks to World of Warships for sponsoring this video. I've been working with the World of Warships team for quite some time to design some custom in-game content, so I'm a commander in the game now. I go by Chuck Blast on the seas out there, and I'm an absolute menace. The name of our ship is the Blastmaster. We sail under Chuck's flag, so I help design the assets, the camo, just kind of top to bottom. It looks like me, it sounds like me, because I do the voice acting for it. Dead on target. I'm, for all intents and purposes, engaged in war out there, and it's extremely fun. World of Warships is an amazing game that my father and I played together. He's been hard addicted for years, so it's really fun to watch him play as Chuck Blast. So there's new content released every month. There's so many ships to choose from: destroyers, battleships, aircraft carriers, cruisers, and you can play alone or in a division with friends. So you can use code Penguinz0 to get the mission to unlock me as your commander, Chuck Blast. You also get 7 days premium account time, 1.5 million credits, 500 doubloons, and the battleship Bayern. It's available for PC and consoles, and the code is for newly registered players, but existing players can acquire these items by purchasing my bundle or through the new internet's containers. So you can click the link in the description to get started. Thanks again, World of Warships.
All right, okay. Do you have any means to pay that $70? No. I want to sue them. I'm sorry. But no. I'm sorry. You're asking the wrong question, sir. I'm so sorry. You consume food, right? Huh? You consume food? Hell yeah.
It's just something was off with this guy. He pitched this crazy fit, went nuts in here, threatening people. I'm talking about, like, went nuts at the bar.
I love that he's playing the victim here like this. Oh, actually, I want to sue them for thinking I couldn't pay $70 measly dollars. 70 clams? Oh, that's nothing. Of course I can pay that. I have no ways of paying that because all of my money's in these investments, but I obviously have $70, and, you know, I want to sue them now. Like, the delusion on this guy is incredible. I have no doubt that he was probably trying to barter with them at some point too. Like, oh, actually, do you accept bonds here? I'd like to pay in some of these bonds. As you see, I'm an investor, so I don't really believe in liquidity. Okay, maybe not bonds. Do you accept Safe Moon here? No Safe Moon? Oh my God, you guys are so behind on the times. This is archaic. No Web3 capabilities here. Okay, how about can I pay you in Cumrocket coin? Okay, I'm out of here. You won't accept Cumrocket coin? I was even going to leave a 200% tip. That's your fault now. $70 is nothing. That's literally no money at all. I fart and $70 comes out of my ass. It's not that I can't pay, it's that I'm not going to pay because you're not accepting real currency like my shit coins here. And apparently he was throwing a tantrum too, threatening people. What an unhinged lunatic.
Do you have a way to pay that bill now?
Correct. No, I don't have it now.
You can? All right.
No, I can't pay it. But I want to report the business.
All right, but listen.
Because it was a statement. Can I say this?
Walking away from a tab is a
No,
crime.
he kicked me out.
Yeah, no, but you, because...
No.
All right. Hold on, Victor. No, you can't, Victor. You can't, because then you're going to go to jail.
No, I know. But
relax. Put your hand over here. Put yourself over here.
No, hands? No.
Put yourself over here.
Don't come with that, sir.
Weirdo NPC here is trying a very interesting technique of being as annoying as possible. I cut out a large chunk of it there because it was just him putting on this, like, drama club thespian troupe performance about being on camera and shit, just to be a nuisance. So I think what he's trying to do here is just be so bothersome to the officer that the officer loses interest. So he, like, de-aggroes the police officer by just being annoying, and the police officer just doesn't want to deal with the headache and leaves. I'm pretty sure that's what his strategy is, but luckily, it doesn't work out.
You know, how late can we stay open? It might take him till 10 o'clock before he can pay his tab. He was on his computer. I mean, it was nuts. This guy is out there.
Oíste, si le falté respeto, excúsame, because I go through this racist stuff all the time, stereotyping. But today I was like, you know what? I'm tired of it.
I think this guy is just a real con man, and I think he's going to go from place to place.
Call Officer Leo.
Yeah.
He then tries to claim that it was racism here that led to this situation. So he's really going for every possible approach he can to weasel his way out of this. The business owner here is saying how he thinks he's a con man who just goes business to business pulling this stunt. And I think he's probably right. It feels like this isn't his first rodeo with dine and dashing. It feels like this is probably something he does pretty often.
I got the money to pay, and I was trying to pay.
All right, can you pay now?
No, I'm not. I'm trying to pay, so I want to sit down, have a water while I get my payment.
This guy must have the orb of confusion in his pockets right now, because he is spitting some stupid shit. He is on that moron potion right now. It's so confusing listening to him. He's lost in his own sauce. He's like, oh, I just wanted to have a water. I was going to pay. I can pay. I was planning on paying. I wanted to pay. I was going to pay. The officer says, well, can you pay now? And he goes, no. It's like, what the fuck?
Can I do that?
All right, signal 20. I need to know if they want to press charges.
Yeah, because, No, I want to press charges, not them, me. Officer.
Andrade, can you answer me that question?
Charges, not them. I want to press charges to the restaurant, not to me.
I'm sorry?
We good.
Buddy starts spamming emotes now, and he's like, I actually want to sue them, not the other way around. Trying the Uno reverse card here. And I'd love to know how that lawsuit would go. I'm suing this restaurant because they're mad at me for not paying my bill. I fully planned on paying my bill, I just refused to. I even offered to give them an IOU. He didn't accept it. That's their fault, and they're mad at me? What the fuck? I did nothing wrong.
I'm so sorry. Estoy bien nervioso, man, because...
All right, so if you have what do you have there that you can pay with, that you can pay the bill? What do you have here that you can pay the bill?
Right here, sir. My Robinhood account where I do day trading.
No, but you can't pay with that.
Yeah, so that's my only form of payment. That's not my problem. I'm trying to pay.
All right, hold on.
Thing. Yeah.
71 switching to...
He flashes his Robinhood account, which makes me believe he probably is a Wall Street Bets mod, because that's the starter pack. He's like, no, look, I could absolutely afford to pay. Look at my Robinhood account. And the officer's like, brother, you can't pay with that there. And he's like, I know. But look, it's right here. I can't pay, but look at this money here. This is where it all is. It's not my fault. What am I supposed to do about that?
Too.
I'm sorry, no. Déjame callarme porque me siento tan mal because I'm questioning your This is so funny. You can't wait to see what's gonna happen. It's amazing.
His mannerisms, he's like going full Joker mode here. I'm the Joker, baby. This guy's just acting like he's some kind of weird, quirky goofball. He's like, you're not going to want to miss what happens next. It's going to be amazing what happens next. Gotham deserves a new class of day trader, and I'm going to give it to him.
Póneselo, siéntate. Sit!
Dando.
71 taser pointed.
I'm sitting down, guys. Look at this.
All right, put your hands behind your back.
Okay.
Pete, put your hands behind your back.
Tell him that I'm trying to pay my costs, and now he's arresting me.
Get up.
Things have escalated here, and he continues to try and say that he's attempting to pay his tab. He's also lobbying to the civilians around him like, look at what's happening. I don't understand what's going on. I was just telling the officer I was trying to pay my tab. I even showed him my Robinhood account. I was going to pay my tab with my imaginary money that I don't have. What do you mean? I don't know what's gone wrong. This injustice. I can't believe it.
I'm Republican too, and he's Spanish. It's a system. He sucks, mama. Why are you searching me?
Stop. You're under arrest.
Why? He's telling me I'm under arrest, but he's not telling me why. Office.
You're under arrest for theft.
For theft. Mira, theft. I was stealing.
Thank you for your quickness and your kindness. Can I get you all the water here?
Oh.
Stay hydrated.
Thanks so much.
Thank
Appreciate that.
The juxtaposition between these two officers' experiences is comical. One of them's having the worst day of their life, having to interact with this insufferable loser, and then the other one's just hanging out with the restaurant owner who's being extremely sweet and then just gives him water, and he's like, oh, well, thank you so much for this. I appreciate it.
Yes, don't delete the video, please. Thank you, Officer Hernandez. Thank you, man. I appreciate your service. Just don't delete the video.
I cut out a lot there. Things get very messy. It reaches this weird climax where this guy just starts going a little ballistic and wiggling around, which eventually ends with him getting taken to the ground and charged with resisting on top of already this. And now they've got him in the back of the patrol car and he's asking them not to delete the video, which I think he really should have asked them to delete the video. I don't know why he thought he'd come out of this looking like the good guy here. Everything you could do wrong, he did wrong many, many times. I'm honestly convinced that he must have been the diversion to a bigger scheme, like something out of Ocean's 11, where this guy was supposed to just occupy all of the police's time by just being as loud and over the top as possible to direct their attention all on him while his associates do crime elsewhere. So that way it'd keep the heat off of them and focus entirely on him. Because that's what it feels like. Out of nowhere, he just starts like yelling and screaming and trying to like get everyone's attention from the public around him too. And it just makes this huge hoopla, this massive song and dance out of this situation. So it really feels like he was the diversion in a movie for a bigger crime plot. It was weird.
I can pay the tab right now if you want. Like, it's no problem. And I can tip him the $100. No? And I know it was a miscommunication, and I know you're gonna have to apologize to me, you know? And the owner is gonna have to apologize to me too.
You can't pay the tab by just flashing your Robinhood account at someone. It doesn't just beam the money quantumly into their cash register. You can't pay it. That's the whole root of the issue here. You were provided a service under the expectation that you would pay for the service you were provided, and you can't. Also, you apparently freaking out and throwing a massive tantrum in the restaurant probably didn't help things at all. I imagine if you were a bit more respectful about it, like, oh man, Apple Pay's not going through, my credit card's not swiping, something must really be wrong. I can afford to pay this, but maybe we'll need to think of another way of doing it, this and that. Like, if you were more respectful about it, I imagine this may have played out a little bit differently. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit. That's about it. See ya. Stand back, I'm being brave. Stalkers are bad. Just deranged individuals, absolute sick weirdos. And I just learned about a new stalker I didn't know existed until Matt sent me this video where he went to court and immediately just proclaimed he's guilty as charged. It's Caitlin Clark's stalker. And this guy looks like he was biologically engineered to end up as a lunatic stalker. He looks exactly like what you imagine, like that caricature you make in your head, of an obsessed loser.
Morning, Mr. Lewis.
Guilty as...
No, sir. This is initial hearing.
Oh.
We are not. You have a right to remain silent, and I expect you to exercise that. Okay, this is just telling you what the charges are. You do not listen. I'll give you a chance to talk. Not your time.
Throw me the bookie.
Stop talking.
Buddy really thought this was going to be like his Joker moment. I bet he thought that line went really hard. Or maybe he really does recognize that the world is a better place with him locked away, because he is begging the judge to just throw the book at him. Buddy stares right down the pipe on the camera, so I'm guessing he wanted to make like a famous moment for himself out of all of this. He looks like Charles Manson if he had a Funko Pop addiction.
Charging documents lay out how prosecutors say a man, quote, terrorized, frightened, and intimidated one of the country's most popular athletes. Indiana Fever superstar Caitlin Clark. Michael Lewis faces a felony stalking charge after allegedly traveling to Indianapolis to be near her.
Now, Mr. Looney Lewis was sending threatening and sexual messages to Caitlin Clark on Twitter, mainly. And the messages, well, at least some of them, are still there. Like, some of the tweets are still there. It's a ton. He very much was infatuated with her, obsessed, and even traveled to Indianapolis to be close to her. Very dangerous, unhinged shit. His most recent messages are kind of nonsensical gibberish, though I can make out the first one there, which is "you buyin'." Very much sounds like the Resident Evil 4 weapons merchant. But the one after that, "you be coffalogopus," okay? Don't know what the fuck that is. He must have just flopped his meat on the keyboard and just hit enter. That is actual nothingness. And then as you continue to scroll through his tweets, they become a little more lucid, and they are almost always directed at Caitlin Clark, directly to her, except for these two right there, where I guess he was arguing with someone. And then it's right back onto his life's mission of being in this imaginary relationship with Caitlin Clark. This is the people you're arguing with on Twitter, by the way. Assuming they're not just bots, which a lot of the platform is. The actual flesh, blood, and cringe that are just constantly fighting on Twitter like professional tweeters. This is what they look like in real life, by the way. Anyway, though, if you just scroll through his fucking Twitter, it's nothing but him talking about being with Caitlin Clark. He also has this fixation on making out. He constantly mentions, "You want to make out with me? When are we making out? Hey, let's start making out." He speaks as though the only thing he's ever watched in his life is Degrassi, and now he's under the impression that that's how people talk to one another. It's so odd. It's so weird. It just goes on and on and on. Like, these are all from the same day. Do you even like to make out? And the one before that is, once again, no spaces. Your puss needs a real good pounding. You're not into like, it's just, it's absolute insanity. He is very clearly a textbook definition of a dangerous stalker. He even went to her area to be near her. And I'm absolutely shocked that the authorities did something. They don't usually take stalking super seriously, but in this case, he's getting charged. They apprehended him, and it looks like they are going to throw the bookie at him, as he said, which I think is great. They may have just saved her life, because these kind of people, they snap. We've seen this shit happen tons and tons of times. And how many stories have we, like on the channel, gone over where stalkers weren't taken seriously and then something really bad happened, and then all of a sudden the most preventable tragedy ever unfolds. So I'm happy to see they're actually doing something about this.
Police say he admitted it is a, quote, imaginary relationship, with dozens of posts on X directly tagging Clark, including a number of threatening and sexually explicit messages, according to prosecutors, even posting after an initial encounter with police. An attorney for Lewis hasn't been listed online.
I'm going to make a bold prediction. Usually I'm wrong, but in this case, I feel very confident. I think he's going to represent himself. I'm very certain of it. I think he's going to waive his right to an attorney and say, fuck it, we'll do it live, and he's going to do it himself. That's my prediction. We'll see how it unfolds, but I just wanted to lock that one in, so if it happens, I look like a goddamn prophet for it. Now, even outside of that short video clip, it doesn't seem the rest of the proceeding was a slam dunk for him. It was clear from just that short 30 seconds the judge was already really fed up with that behavior, but he continued to have other outbursts. He even contradicted himself, claiming that the prosecutors got the wrong guy because they didn't attach Junior to his name. Overall, he just wasn't treating it very seriously, even though he could face up to like 6 years in jail from what I was reading. But he just doesn't seem to give a fuck. So he's from Texas and apparently lives in his vehicle, drove it to Indianapolis, and was arrested at a hotel in Indianapolis after posting the messages. And saying things like, getting tickets, I'm sitting behind the bench. And then he even makes this tweet here, which references that they are actively coming for him. They said I was sending threatening texts, but the only thought on my mind was, Caitlyn! Caps lock. Interestingly enough, I went to the first tweet from Michael Lewis, and it's from January 7th. So he hasn't really been doing this for all that long, but every single tweet since January 7th, all 887 of them, pretty much, are directed to Caitlyn Clark. So his first one, no greater love than to lay down your life, ... So he's a relatively new stalker. He's still in his rookie season here. He's been doing it for about 2 weeks, and it was so egregious that authorities are actually acting on it, which is a good thing. I also think there's a chance that this isn't his first time stalking. After going through so many of his tweets, I feel like he's probably done this to others, but not on this account. I feel like he probably makes accounts like this. The name of this account is RacerX2031. That's an Xbox Live generated gamer tag, basically. That's fucking nothing. So I bet he probably makes specific accounts for the sole purpose of stalking individuals, and this one was for Caitlyn Clark, his most recent obsession. But I just get the feeling he's definitely done this in the past, too. That's just a hunch, though. Either way, really good news that he has been taken in by authorities. Fucking weirdo stalker. That's really about it. So yeah. Get your tissues out, because I want you to think about the saddest story you've ever read. Now dry your eyes, because I'm going to give you a much sadder story that's going to make the one you thought of seem like a holly jolly fairy tale of butterflies and good butt. A man in China sent $550,000, draining all of his money and his family's life savings, to give it to a streamer so she would call him bro. I couldn't imagine something so pathetic. Brother, I'll call you bro for half that amount of money. It's such a small ask. Like, he wasn't asking for, like, feet pics or any, like, degenerate photos, wasn't trying to, like, buy a girlfriend here where some, like, delusional viewers will donate to a streamer hoping that they'll end up dating. Like, it'll be this, you know, storybook conclusion where I started as a donator, now I'm her husband. Like, he didn't even want any of that. All he wanted was for her to call him bro. I can tell you right now, there are streamers that probably would adopt you, and you would be their actual brother for 550,000 clams. Apparently, Chinese social media has been gadooshing this guy. He's been getting clowned on relentlessly for this because he's been tipping this one particular streamer for a while in a desperate attempt just to hear her call him brother. That's all. And he spent so much money and had so little left that he had to resort to just eating plain steamed buns to survive amidst his financial ruin. In his poisoned, clouded mind, the dark side took root, and he was convinced by the devil on his shoulder that hearing this streamer call him brother was more important than eating. He needed it more than he needed air and nutrients. So, they only list his surname, Hong, but I imagine on Chinese social media they know the guy's screen name because they probably recognize this, because most people would remember someone donating this amount of money to one individual streamer. Fucking 550,000 doubloons all going to one streamer over a short period of time, all with the same singular goal of hearing brother being whispered in the same sentence as his name. Most people are going to remember a weirdo whack job like that. And I imagine his screen name is something so silly. Like, I bet he has one of those, like, pseudo badass screen names, something hardcore, like Gore Daddy. His spiral into madness began earlier this year after he developed an obsession with a streamer and began funneling money into supporting her. And they're keeping the streamer's identity undisclosed, probably for the safety of the streamer, I would imagine, so that's not super surprising. Initially, he drained his family's savings, and then they restricted his access to the funds because he was going ballistic, hog wild with the money there, just putting it all towards this streamer. But that wasn't enough to stop him. That was only an obstacle in the way of his ultimate goal of hearing this streamer call him brother. So he then decided to take it to the next level and start committing crimes to get access to that money so he can continue to fuel this obsession. And he actually took a play out of my local crackheads playbook where he started stealing copper material. That is like crime 101 type shit. That's like something you would Google, like, how to commit crime for quick money, and a WikiHow article would come up, and this would be what they tell you to do. He was actually stealing copper in order to start paying for his donations to this streamer. So he worked in the hardware trade and started stealing the copper from it. He would routinely pilfer copper during his deliveries and sold it to waste recycling stations for cash. It continued until October 15th, when the factory reported a significant quantity of missing copper, and they suspected that it had been stolen. Police investigated, and Hong, accompanied by his family, turned himself in. He confessed to only 2 recent thefts, denying any further involvement, but, spoiler alert, that wasn't truthful. However, when confronted with evidence from his financial transactions, which revealed unexplained income and substantial expenditures on the live streaming platform, he ultimately confessed. He committed over 40 thefts since May, amassing a total of $316,000, all of which were spent donating to that streamer and trying to get her to call him brother. But that is an absurd amount of copper theft. This is like a villain the Crimson Chin would have battled in Fairly Odd Parents. Like, that is a pretty impressive amount of copper, and I got a sneaking suspicion they didn't get it all. I bet he still has some stashed away for a rainy day. He's probably got like a fucking bat cave of copper. He's like the Bruce Wayne of copper. Anyway, though, he did explain his motives to kind of shed some light on why he was doing all of this. Hong stated, "I didn't want to meet her. I just wanted to hear her call me brother." What the fuck? Apparently, a good bit of the money has been recovered and returned to the factory, and the article reiterates that he had to rely heavily on plain steamed buns to stay alive and sustain himself so he wouldn't just die from starvation, because he spent all of his money donating to her, desperately trying to hear the moment she calls him brother. I picture this like that scene from The Dark Knight with Harvey Dent, where he goes, "Say it!" Like, that's him to his computer screen every time he donates to that streamer, just waiting for the word brother to leave her lips. And I guess it never did. He's still on this endless pursuit. It's actually frightening just how poisoned someone's brain can become. It is scary. He even says, like, I had no interest in meeting her, didn't want to meet her. I just wanted to hear her call me brother. Why? Like, is it like a fetish or something? It must be, like, to some degree, right? You would think. Something has truly gone awry in the old noodle up there that would lead someone to be like, I'm going to give not only all of my money, but all of my family's money to this streamer because I really want to hear her call me brother. That's so peculiar. That's so odd. Dude was willing to die for the cause too, like a brave Astartes warrior out of Warhammer 40k here. This man was starving himself. Like, I bet he was fighting rats for scraps, like, you know, beating rats for crumbs around his abode. Like, I don't know what state he was in when they found him, but from the way they talk about him, I imagine he was in a state of near malnourishment if he only had like some plain steamed buns to survive off of, because he actually spent every single dollar on this quest to hear the streamer call him brother, and I guess still never even accomplished that goal. And something else really crazy that stood out to me that I learned from this article is, according to iResearch, the market size for virtual gift donations during live streams in China reached $19 billion in 2019. I feel like I'm fucking Dr. Evil saying that number right there. That is incomprehensible. And it's projected to grow to $57 billion by next year. That is an unreal amount of money to be virtually gifting streamers. And then it goes into like some of the Chinese social media responses to the story. What kind of copper is worth over 2 million yuan? That really blows my mind. If you just want to hear it, why not record it and play it on repeat? Checkmate. There are so many ways that you could you could poke holes in this man's plan. It's not exactly the most thought out or most sensible plan. Yep, there's a lot wrong here. And another one that said 4 million yuan for a single word brother. Maybe you should see a psychiatrist. I agree with that analysis as well. I knew the market size was huge in China, but I had no idea it was that big. So I'm starting to think that maybe I'm wrong and that $550,000 from a single viewer to a single streamer actually isn't all that abnormal over there based on those numbers. Like, I actually can't even wrap my head around that. That is unbelievable. I also imagine this isn't the only time this has happened. This isn't like an isolated incident. I imagine it's still probably pretty rare for someone to donate every single dollar they have to a streamer, and it's probably one of a kind here, a unique shiny Pokemon type story of someone who's donating all of that money to a streamer just to hear them say one word, brother. That's probably never happened before, but I think Hong isn't alone in being someone, a viewer of a stream in China that donates all of their money to a streamer they're obsessed with. We even see that happen in the States too, sometimes, on like Twitch. That's happened a couple of times that I recall over the years. I just haven't seen to this degree where it's the family's entire life savings, then they're committing crime in order to keep going through this fixation. Like it's scary. Like that, it is terrifying. Another thing that got me stinking and thinking was about the streamer here who received the $550,000. Now knowing what's been publicized about the individual who donated it, do you think the streamer is going to give it back? I feel like, you know, the money was stolen from the family and then stolen from Copper. Probably should give it back, I would think, but I don't know if there's any, like, obligation to do it or anything, so I'm just kind of wondering how that's going to play out. Hopefully the family whose life savings have been drained here on this degeneracy can get that money back, because they didn't deserve that. That's horrible. That's awful. So anyway, just want to talk about this a little bit. That's it. See ya. Merry Christmas! Tomorrow's the big day. I heard Santa Claus got a BBL this year, so I hope you've got the XL chimney so he can squeeze those playful butt cheeks down there and deliver his special presents for you that you've been asking for. And I even heard from a reliable little helper of his that if you leave goof juice out instead of milk and cookies, old St. Nicholas will be extra happy and might leave you bonus presents. And what if I told you that jolly old son of a bitch done paid me a visit a little early before Christmas with a gift that just can't help but put a smile on my face? A douchebag prankster just got arrested and is facing a Class 6 felony. This is the gift we've all been asking for. 'Tis the season, and they always say it's better to give than to receive. And this one brain-dead idiot fucking turbo moron prankster decided to give random people in a Walmart grocery aisle poison. Yes, spraying food with bug spray. This guy's good. He's got talent. Now, I'm sure I don't need to educate you that bug spray isn't a safe thing to be consuming. It's literally poison. You could get very ill if you had consumed any of the food that he had sprayed with this. I don't know how someone gets this stupid. I actually don't know how that's possible. You could be chewing on raw plutonium and I don't think it could rot your brain as much as clout does. Like, this guy, his whole Instagram page is nothing but, like, committing crimes for some internet updoots. I'll go over some of his other recent stinkers here in just a moment, but I have to focus on this for a little bit here because this is unbelievable. It seems like he got inspiration from the Tylenol murderer. You remember the Tylenol murders? Well, I'm guessing this degenerate must have viewed that guy as a prankster. I'm sure all of you know the Tylenol murders, but just in case, I'll drop a quick lore recap on it. Many moons ago, there was a villain who swapped out Tylenol capsules for cyanide and then put the bottles back on the shelf. Buyers bought them, obviously not knowing they'd been tampered with, took them, and some people died from it. This is that same DNA. He is actually just poisoning strangers. He is tampering with their food with literal poison. And that's the content. Now, real quick, let's just set everything else aside here. Just throw it all into the shitter for a moment. Who watches these videos? Who is the audience? There is nothing to even be entertained by. Let's say he wasn't using poison. Let's say he walked up to the food and he sprayed it with cologne, or he sprayed it with fart spray, so it smells all yucky like ass. Well, there's still no video there. Like, what is there to even, like, kick your feet up at? He walks up, he sprays a little bit on it, he just spritzes it, and then he walks away. That's the whole video. What do you even get entertained by? Like, who watches it? I don't know. Like, how lobotomized could you possibly be? It is just the most boring turd burger garbage ever. Nothing is even happening in the video. Like, do you also throw your hands up when you're riding the escalator from the thrill of movement? Like, just watch some fucking jingling keys at that point. Holy Lord, it makes no sense. So even if he wasn't using poison, if he was just using anything else, it would still just be a trash video and a terrible prank. I don't understand who even watches this. Like, I can almost wrap my noodle around kids being entertained by douchebags harassing people in public, because they'd look at that and be like, whoa, he's bad. He's being so naughty, holy shit. But this, and this guy's whole page, which has hundreds of thousands of followers, is just another level of incomprehensible, embarrassing hoopla. Like, it's painful. If you tried to train AI on this guy's pranks, the AI would probably kill itself because it wouldn't want to subject itself to more torture and being trained on these kind of pranks. Anyway though, Goofball's being charged with 3 different crimes, a class 6 felony, introducing poison, and 2 misdemeanors, criminal damage and endangerment. From what I understand, he could face between 5 to 20 years from what I've read for this. I am hoping they don't play softball here. Like, there needs to be some kind of precedent set that you can't just fucking poison people for a prank. Like, come on. So what happened is he filmed himself grabbing a can of bug killer, which was Hot Shot Ultra Bed Bug and Flea Killer. Then he sprayed it on fruit, vegetables, and cooked chicken. He didn't pay for the chemical spray or the contaminated food, and then he left. Apparently he had posted the video and was shocked by the reaction that people had to it. They weren't too pleased with what he'd done. According to police, once he left, he began to see comments online saying how horrible the act was, and he decided to return and collect the items. What a saint. Now, before the charges were filed, apparently the fresh food was thrown away right after, and no one was poisoned, which is actually a miracle, because there was quite a bit of time that passed between him spraying the shit with poison and leaving the store. The defendant returned about 10 minutes after he sprayed the items and attempted to collect the items he had sprayed, placed them in a shopping cart, and wheeled them back to the rear of the store to try and prevent people from taking the contaminated items. Mind you, he would not have gone back in if people didn't tell him to. If people weren't telling him that he might potentially kill somebody with this, he would have never gone back in, and people would have taken those items none the wiser and probably gotten very, very sick because, well, surprise, ingesting poison's not that good for you. And 10 minutes is a good bit of time to have passed with those contaminated items on the shelves. I can ejaculate like 3 or 4 times in 10 minutes. It's reasonable to assume that within that time frame, someone might have come in and taken one of those items and gotten super sick from it. This guy has a fucking chug jug of idiot potion at his house, and he is drinking that every single evening. How can you be so dumb that you didn't recognize that spraying poison on food can hurt people? And how could you have possibly thought even your dumbest members of your audience would think that that was a good prank? So yeah, this isn't like a small whoopsie-daisy type thing. This is something that he really needs to face real repercussions for. There needs to be an example made out of someone that does shit like this. At some point, like, we have to come together and say enough is enough. Now, TikTokers and Instagram losers are poisoning people for content. Like, there's gotta be a point where you're like, okay, we're not going to play softball. You're going to get the 5 to 10 years. Because that's what he's facing from what I've read. It's like a 5 to 10 year potential sentence. And he should absolutely get it. He should not be able to get off easy for this. Before showing you some more of his dog shit, I'd like to show you something that's probably going to make you even more furious at this guy. He admitted that he can earn between $6,000 to $10,000 a month for doing acts like these and posting them on social media. He is making substantially more money than most people working right now, just from going out there attempting to poison strangers or harassing workers or just harassing people going about their day-to-day life. I only learned about this douchebag from him being arrested, but even still, I actually gave him the benefit of the doubt on a few of these that they might be fake. But they're not. In this case, I thought what might have happened here is he filmed this random stranger putting his laundry in the washing machine, and then when he put the bacon and eggs into the clothes during the cycle, he actually didn't put it into that guy, the stranger's clothes. He put it into like his own clothes at one of a different washing machine, which would still ruin the washing machine too. Like that still would be destructive, but wouldn't be nearly as bad as just ruining this man's night, ruining his clothes at the laundromat. But what an imbecile I was for thinking that this guy might not be a gigantic asshole all of the time. His whole purpose is just making strangers' lives miserable for his content. He actually did just completely fuck this guy in the face, ruining his laundry. And you can confirm this because the guy comes in and puts his clothes in washing machine number 19, engages the cycle, and walks away. Then this douchebag comes over with the bacon and eggs, throws it into washing machine number 19, and re-engages the cycle. And you can see it right at the end that, yep, it's number 19 that he came in and just completely ruined. This is one of his shorter ones where he nearly performs a halo assassination here on this worker that's cleaning off a bench. So he jumps on him from the top turnbuckle here while he is cleaning and could have easily have broken this guy's arm. He was cleaning the table and then jumps on the area where he is still actively cleaning. If he had stretched his hand out even an inch further, he would have had his hand broken, finger broken, or arm broken.
Doing a good job.
This is his bread and butter content. This is his favorite thing in the world. He loves fucking with fast food workers. He doesn't even treat them like human beings. He treats them as less than NPCs. The way he treats fast food workers is worse than how people treat civilians in Skyrim. This guy has so many videos jumping the counter, harassing the workers. He is at his happiest when fast food workers are at their most miserable because of him. Oh, it's his favorite thing in the world. He loves it. In fact, he needs it, really. Like a plant needs the sun. He photosynthesizes fast food workers' agony into his dopamine. He has so many videos being a complete insufferable asshole to fast food workers.
What's tacos at the egg roll? Hey!
A bathroom?
Bathroom 7287.
What can I get for you? On a burrito? I got you.
This guy super sucks. You get the idea. I don't need to keep showing you a montage of his degeneracy. I'm just hoping, with fingers crossed, he gets the book thrown at him, because he should. His most recent prank would literally have injured a lot of people in a big way. I don't know if it would have necessarily killed them, depending on the amount he sprayed, I guess, but it would have been very detrimental to the health of people that consumed his poisoned products that he made for his Instagram content. It's so trash, and he deserves to go to jail for a long time because of it. Also, this loser apparently describes himself as a supervillain, so he's really proud of what he does. Could there be anything more corny than to call yourself a supervillain? What a loser! What an absolute fucking dweeb! So yeah, I really wanted to talk about this a little bit. That's about it. See ya.